Good morning, students. Rampal Prajapati from Electrical Department. In FDIT दोसा डियर स्टूडेंट्स, आज के लेक्चर में हम स्टडी करेंगे पावर सिस्टम फर्स्ट. फॉर टुडे क्लास और टॉपिक इज डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ ट्रांसफॉर्मर such as auto transformer, three winding transformer, tap changing transformer, and neutral ground transformers. We will study about these all types of transformers and their applications and their working process. First is grounding transformer. The grounding transformer is used to provide a path to an undergrounded system or when the system neutral is not available for some reasons. It means this type of transformer is used in the system which does not consist of neutral. Second, for example, when a system is delta connected, it is provided a low impedance path to the neutral and also limits the transient over voltage when the ground fault occurs in the system. It means in a delta connection there is no neutral, so this type of transformer provides ground to the system to protect from ground fault. The grounding of system can be done in the following manner. Now we take an example for delta star grounding transformers. In delta star grounding transformer, star neutral is grounded and delta winding is closed path. It does not consist of any neutral point. So, in case of a delta star grounding transformer, the delta side is closed to provide a path for zero sequence current. The star winding must be of the same voltage rating as the circuit that is to be grounded, whereas the delta voltage rating can be chosen to be any standard voltage level. Now, the selection of type of grounding depends on the type of system and its voltage level. So the following considerations are made for the selection of the grounding. First is transient or voltage developed. Second, magnitude of ground fault current as a percentage of three-phase current, fault current. Next is dip in line voltage due to fault conditions. These are the three factors which affect the grounding. Now, generally, solid grounding is used for a low voltage systems up to 600 volt. For the voltage up to 11 kV, only resistance grounding is used. Next is tap changing transformer. The tap change of voltage is affected by changing the number of turns of the transformer provided with taps. For sufficiently closed control of voltage, taps are usually provided on high voltage side of the transformer. So there are two types of tap changing transformers. There is a concept in transformer that per turn voltage induced in primary winding is equal to per turn voltage induced in secondary winding. So tapping define the voltage level towards the secondary side. Now the two types of tap changing transformers are: one is off-load tap changing transformer and second is on-load tap changing transformer. First, off-load tap changing transformer. In this method, transformer is disconnected from the main supply when the tap setting is to be changed. Means, in this type of transformer, when we change the tap, then transformer is removed from the supply. The tap setting is usually done manually. So, the off-load tap changing transformer shown below in figure. Here there is a primary winding and secondary side winding. Taps are provided in first side and these taps are changed manually, and voltage level towards the secondary depends on the tap selected on primary. In order that the supply may not be interrupted, on-load tap changing transformer are used. Because in case of an on-load tap changing transformer, supply is not disconnected. So such transformer is known as tap changing under load transformer. While tapping, two essential conditions are to be fulfilled. It means in a on-load tap changing transformer should fulfill two conditions. First is the load circuit should not be broken to avoid arcing and prevent the damage of contact. Second is no part of the winding should be short circuit while adjusting the taps. It means taps are changed in such a manner that winding should not be short circuited. Now figure show the on-load tap changing transformer where there are switch S, which is divert switch, and 1, 2, 3 are tap changing switch, and a secondary side winding is LV side. A reactor is provided. Primary side voltage is V1. So the tap changing employ a center tap reactor R shown in the figure. Here S is the divert switch and 1, 2, 3 are collector switch. So the transformer is in operation with switch 1 and S is closed. To change the tap to, switch S is first open and switch 2 is closed. Switch 1 is then open and switch S closed to complete the tap changing process. It is to be noted that the divert switch operates on load and no current flow in the selector switches during tap changing. During the tap change, only half of the reactance limits the current. Next is auto transformer. What is an auto transformer? Auto transformer is also known as one winding transformer. In this transformer, there is only one winding and tapping is provided on the same winding. An auto transformer is a transformer with only one winding wound on a laminated core. So an auto transformer is similar to a two-winding transformer, but it differs in the way primary and secondary winding are interrelated. A part of the winding is common to both primary and secondary sides. Means in this type of transformer, primary and secondary windings are electrically connected. So there is only one common winding. On load conditions, a part of load current is obtained directly from the supply and remaining part is obtained from the transformer action. So an autotransformer works as a voltage regulator. Now circuit show an two-winding transformer which is mechanically coupled, but an autotransformer is electrically coupled. In an ordinary transformer, the primary and secondary windings are electrically insulated from each other but connected magnetically as shown in figure below. While in autotransformer, primary and secondary windings are connected magnetically as well as electrically. In fact, a part of single continuous winding is common to both primary and secondary. Means a part of the winding in autotransformer is common to both primary and secondary. In the given figure, there is an autotransformer which show only a single winding and a tapping is provided towards secondary side. So output of secondary side in autotransformer is due to two actions. One is direct electrically and secondary due to transformer action. So there are two types of auto transformer based on construction. In one type of transformer, there is continuous winding with the taps brought out at convenient points determined by the desired secondary voltage, while in another type of transformer, there are two or more distinct coils which are electrically connected to form a continuous winding. The construction of a transformer is shown in figure below. In the given figure, primary winding AB from which a tap at C is taken such that CB acts as a secondary winding. Here CB acts as a secondary winding and AB acts as a primary winding. The supply voltage is applied across point AB and load is connected across CB. Load is connected across CB and supply is connected across AB as shown in figure. And the tapping may be fixed or variable. It means we can change the taps or we can put as a fix. When an AC voltage of V1 is applied across AB, an alternating flux is set up in the core. As a result, an EMF is induced in the winding AB. So a part of this induced EMF is taken in the secondary circuit using tap setting. Means EMF induced in the winding is due to electromagnetic induction. Let V1 is primary applied voltage, V2 is secondary voltage across the load, I1 is primary current I2 is secondary current, N1 number of turns between AB, and N2 number of turns between CB. Neglecting no load current, leakage reactance and losses, V1 is equal to E1 and V2 is equal to E2 in case of a ideal transformer. If there are no losses, then EMF induced in primary winding is equal to terminal voltage of V1 or source voltage. Similarly, terminal voltage at V2 is equal to induced EMF in secondary winding, that is E2. Therefore, the transformer ratio K is equal to V2 upon V1, that is N2 upon N1, or I1 upon I2. As the secondary ampere turns are opposite to primary ampere turns, so the current I2 is in phase opposition to I1. Secondary voltage is less than primary, therefore current I2 is more than current I1. Therefore, resulting current flowing through section BC is I2 minus I1. The ampere turn due to section BC is equal to current X turns. The ampere turn due to section BC is equal to current in portion X. Ampere turns due to section BC is equal to I2 minus I1 dot N2, that is equal to I1 upon K minus I1 into N1K, which can be written as I1 N1 cosec 1 minus K, equation number 1. Now ampere turns due to section AC is equal to I1 cosec N1 minus N2 is equal to I1 N1 cosec 1 minus N2 upon N1, where N2 upon N1 is turn ratio, which can be written as K, that is I1 N1 cosec 1 minus K, equation number 2. Ampere turn due to section BC is equal to I2 minus I1, N2 is equal to I1 upon K minus I1 into N1K, that is I1 N1 cosec 1 minus K. Similarly, I1 N1 cosec 1 minus K, equation 2. Equation 1 and 2 show that the ampere turns due to section BC and AC balance each other, which is characteristic of transformer action. Now, saving of copper in auto transformer as compared to ordinary two-winding transformer. Now, the weight of copper is proportional to the length and area of the cross section of the conductor. It means as length increase, weight of copper increase, and as the size of the wire increase, weight also increase. So the length of conductor is proportional to the number of turns, and cross sectional is proportional to the product of current and number of turns. It means on MMF. Now, from the above equation B, show the auto transformer. The weight of copper required in auto transformer is, that is WA, is equal to weight of copper in section AC plus weight of copper in section CB. It is the sum of both the sections. Now WA is directly proportional to I1 कोष्टक N1 minus N2 plus I2 minus I1 into N2. So WA is directly proportional to I1 N1 plus I2 N2 minus 2 I1 N2. Now, if the same duty is performed with an ordinary two-winding transformer, the weight of the copper required in the ordinary transformer is weight of primary winding plus weight of copper in secondary winding. That is W0 directly proportional to I1 N1 plus I2 N2. Now the ratio of weight of copper in auto transformer to the weight of copper in ordinary transformer is given as WA upon W0 is equal to I1 N1 plus I2 N2 minus 2 I1 N2 divided by I1 N1 plus I2 N2, which can also be written as WA upon W0 is equal to I1 N1 plus I2 N2 divided by I1 N1 plus I2 N2 minus 2 I1 N2 upon I1 N1 plus I2 N2. So WA upon W0 is equal to 1 minus 2 I1 N2 divided by I1 N1 upon I1 N1 upon I1 N1 plus I2 N2 upon I1 N1, that is 1 minus K. Second term is considered as constant, that is K. So weight of copper in two winding transformer is equal to 1 minus K times of weight of copper in two winding transformer W0. Means if the value of K is 50% or 0.5, then the copper required in auto transformer is 50% of two winding transformer, where K is turn ratio or transformer ratio. Now saving of copper affected by using an auto transformer is equal to weight of copper required in an ordinary transformer minus weight of copper required in auto transformer. So saving of copper is equal to W0 minus WA, that is equal to K times of W0. So saving of copper is K into weight of copper required for two winding transformer. Hence, saving in copper increase as the transformer ratio approach unity. Hence, auto transformer is used when the value of K is nearly equal to unity. But practically it is not possible because 100% copper saving is not possible. Now, there are some advantages of auto transformer. First is, it is less costly because of copper saving and small size. Second is better regulation, voltage regulation also better because losses in transformer, auto transformer are less than two winding transformer. Second is low losses as compared to two winding transformer. Okay. But there are some disadvantages also of an auto transformer, which are the secondary winding is not insulated from the primary winding because secondary winding is directly tapped to the primary winding. So if an auto transformer is used to supply low voltage from a high voltage and there is a break in the secondary winding, the full primary voltage come across the secondary terminal, which is dangerous to the operator and the equipment. So auto transformer should not be used for interconnecting high voltage and low voltage systems. Second is, it is used only in the limited places where a slight variation of the output voltage from input voltage is required. It means a autotransformer is required or used in low voltage circuits, not in high voltage circuits, and it is also required for small variation in voltage. Next is 3-winding transformer. 3-winding. A third winding of the transformer is known as tertiary winding. What is tertiary winding? In some high voltage ratings transformers, one extra winding is added. The additional winding is known as tertiary winding of the transformer. Because of this third winding, transformer is called 3-winding transformer. So advantage of third winding in transformer are: tertiary winding is provided in electrical power transformers to meet one or more of the following requirements. First, it reduces the unbalancing in the primary due to unbalancing in three-phase load. It means a third winding avoids the unbalancing. Second is, it redistributes the flow of fault current. Sometimes it is required to supply an auxiliary load in different voltage levels in addition to its main secondary load. So this secondary load can be taken from tertiary winding of 3-winding transformer. It means in a transformer sometimes require auxiliary supply to the load. So this auxiliary supply to the load can be provided by tertiary winding of the transformer. This load may be at different voltage level from the secondary of the transformer. As the tertiary winding is connected in delta formation in 3-winding transformer, it assists in limitation of fault current in the event of short circuit from line to neutral. It means it also limits the fault current, reduce the level of fault in secondary of the transformer. Now, stabilization by tertiary winding of transformer. We know that in star-star transformer comprising 3 single units or a single unit with 5-limbed core offer high impedance to the flow of unbalanced load between the line and neutral. This is because in both of the transformers there is very low reactance, return path of unbalanced flux. So if any transformer has n turns in the winding and reluctance of magnetic path is Rn, then MMF is equal to Ni is equal to phi into Rn, because we know that MMF is equal to flux into reluctance, जहाँ I and phi are current and flux in the transformer. Again, induced voltage is equal to 4.44 F phi N, or induced voltage is directly proportional to the flux of phi, and phi is equal to kV, where K is constant. Equation 2. Now from equation first and second, we can also write Ni is equal to KVRL and V upon I is equal to N upon KRL. So Z is equal to V upon I is equal to Z. is equal to N upon KRL. So Z is inversely proportional to reluctance RL. From this above mathematical expression, it is found that impedance is inversely proportional to reluctance. Means if reluctance increase, impedance decrease. If reluctance decrease, impedance increase. So the impedance offered by return path of unbalanced load current is very high, where very low reluctance path is provided for unbalanced flux. Figure show 3-winding transformer where primary is star connected, secondary is also star connected, and tertiary winding is delta connected. If there are harmonics in the transformer winding or a transformer core, so the harmonic current flow in the tertiary winding only. It does not affect to the output of the system. In other words, very high impedance to the flow of unbalanced current in three-phase system is offered between line and neutral. So any unbalanced current in three-phase system can be divided into three set of components like positive sequence, negative sequence, and zero sequence component. So the zero sequence current is actually co-phase current in three lines. If value of co-phase current in each line is I0, then total current flow through the neutral of secondary side of the transformer is IN, that is 3 times of I0. So this current cannot be balanced by primary current, as the zero sequence current cannot flow through the isolated neutral star connected primary. Hence, the sad current in the secondary side set up a magnetic flux in the core. As we discussed earlier in this chapter, low voltage reluctance path is available for zero sequence current. Flux in a bank of single phase units and in a 5-limb core consequently. So the impedance offered to the zero sequence current is very high. Similarly, the delta connected tertiary winding of transformer permit the circulation of zero sequence current in it. So this circulating current in this delta winding balance the zero sequence component of unbalanced load. Hence, it prevents unnecessary development of unbalanced zero sequence flux in the transformer core. In few words, it can be said that placement of tertiary winding in a star-star neutral transformer considerably reduce the zero sequence impedance of the transformer. It means the advantage of 3-winding transformer or tertiary winding of the transformer is that it can supply to the auxiliary load. Second, it eliminates harmonics in the transformer. Third, it avoids unbalanced load. These are some advantages due to which 3-winding transformer is employed. So, shortly in this lecture, we have discussed about neutral ground transformer. A neutral ground transformer is required in the system in which there is no neutral. So, to protect the system from ground fault, a neutral ground transformer is employed. Second Tap changing transformers. Tap changing transformers are required to set the voltage level at desired. So, tap changing transformers are divided into two parts, or there are two types of tap changing transformer. One is on-load tap changing transformer and second is off-load tap changing transformer. A off-load tap changing transformer tap setting is done in case of a offload. It means when we have to change the tap, then transformer is first removed from the supply. But in on-load tap changing transformer, it never happens. There are some reactors and switch selector switch S which avoid the arcing during tap changing or divert the path of current flow during tap changing. Precaution is that there should not be short circuit during the tap changing process. Next is auto transformer. Auto transformer is known as one winding transformer, so it requires less copper. There is saving of copper in auto transformer. In size of auto transformer is also small than a two winding transformer, but it is required or is used in low voltage systems and for a small variation of voltage. So copper saving in auto transformer is given by the formula W is equal to K times of W naught, where W naught is the copper of two winding transformer and K is transformer ratio. And next is three winding transformers which we have studied. So three winding transformer is employed to avoid unbalancing, unloading and harmonics etc. and to supply the auxiliary load. These are the different types of transformers which are used in a power system. Thank you for today's class. Ask for any query.